I'm Cub Scout. This is BearsinaCave. And we got a couple other people here.
It is Dirtbag.
JBL.
Juicy. And this is just kind of a spitball. What we're aiming to do here is just kind of start up a weekly podcast, maybe bi-weekly, time permitting and whatnot.
Yeah, 2 in the same day. We went off on our inaugural shit, which turned into a big pile of shit that had nothing to do with the shit we were originally talking about.
Steaming pile.
But, that happens. Trucker shit.
So, I mean, if you caught the first one, hopefully we got it all edited and posted before we get this one up, in due time, of course. A lot of things were discussed, just kind of looking back. We talked about the subject of having roommates, that are friends and how that can, ruin a friendship or really make a friendship. Talked about the dilemma of pooping in public, some, controversial topics like play. There's a lot of things in the world going on right now that, just really suck and that really are awesome at the same time.
Since no one fucking knows us yet, we just went in straight direct topic, man.
Yeah.
Let's start in a fucking circle and talk about how we know each other, how we met, dumb little stories and shit.
Yeah, true that. All right, well, take it away, Dirtbag.
All right, anyways, I met these fuckers. I was late in the game, actually. I think they all knew each other, kind of.
Not really, maybe a year most tops.
Yeah.
Me,
You were kind of around.
Yeah,
JBL and Dirtbag goes back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I knew this.
That's a
fucker.
funny story. I want to hear that.
See, I met him.
Oh, how we met?
Oh.
Dance.
I can take it back before I even knew the dude. Watching this crazy ass dad yank him up by the mullet while he's outside skateboarding.
It was a rat tail.
First of all, it was long hair. I had long hair.
But to keep it short, man, I'll give you the cliff notes. We just like to get fucked up. We were kids. I had a car.
I like the party.
Yeah, we both like to
I know for a
party.
fact you don't like the party.
We did the stereotypical Dazed and Confused shit where, we'd ride around in my fucking Jeep and get stoned and
alcohol.
listen to, he'd blow me every now and then. Listen to Pink Floyd and then go home, do a bunch of pills, get scared watching The Ring.
And go back into JBL blowing Dirtbag. Like, it's, at that point in JBL's life, even so much right now, he doesn't have a lot of facial hair, so, you can kind of, you don't even really have to close your eyes. And this motherfucker, he's cute.
I'm gentle.
Yeah, I just
He's very
imagine
gentle.
that long flowing blonde hair is dead.
He understands balls. That's all I really got to say.
Dirtbag balls.
No. Yeah.
No, any balls. It does,
Yeah, you can have big old fat juicy fucking semen filled balls, or you can have little fucking faggot balls.
Well, my shit, man, it's like, have you ever seen like your grandma's sewing kit? And she's got the fucking tomato-shaped pin cushion.
Yeah.
That's what my shit's like. The tip of my dick is like the pin. And then my balls are like the fucking tomato. They're just full of fucking shit. So he has to mind the balls or else I'm not getting off.
I don't even think he intentionally minded the balls. I think it was
natural instincts.
No, not even just that. It was just by proximity. And just
there's nothing else to grab onto.
Nothing
because
else
you got a tiny dick.
My arms don't wrap around him.
My arms don't wrap around. I can't really grab the tush like I wanted to. So I just grab one of these fucking hunkin' tomato balls and just go to town. But on a serious note, like going back to how these fuckers met. Just real quickly, not by blood, but me
My
and
brother's wiener.
yeah, by JBL's little brother's cock. Like, we're related by bastard kids around the fucking county. But
a very fucked up county.
Yeah, very fucked up.
So everyone comes from fucked up childhoods, which is no surprise. Everyone's got their story, but
Yeah, we come up from a fucking
that's a whole
county.
nother podcast, as you will hear me
Yeah.
say quite a few times in other podcasts.
And hopefully we remember to come back around to
No, there will definitely be a fucked up childhood podcast.
Yeah,
because
make
I know
that
we
note.
all have
There'll
stories.
definitely be a PC.
You're just really just summarizing the story between Dirtbag and JBL. Like, they pretty much knew each other vicariously through people in the neighborhood, things like that. And where me and JBL became friends was because of his younger brother dating my first cousin and having a baby out of that. And,
Wolf.
yeah. So, and that's a whole other podcast, and I don't ever want a
I'm going to
podcast.
write that shit down too. Hold on. Dead air. Writing it down. All right.
That's a podcast I never want to do. So, me and JBL just, being boys and going back, we skated together a lot, and, just to tie Juicy in.
Rollerblades.
Actually, I married him the first time we actually hung out. I married you at church. I made you a paper
Oh, that's
ring.
true, yeah. We met at church, and you made me a paper ring within the first, hour and a half?
Yes.
Yeah, and we
So that was good for you.
were gay hits at the age of like
This shit
14.
took a turn.
You know, and again, just how we know each other. That's really just skateboarding, all growing up and stuff like that.
Same for Juicy.
And we've got a lot of other
met
people.
y'all.
A lot of other people that are going to interject in this story that you'll probably hear later. Like I know John definitely is really keen
Who?
on this idea.
Oh, McFatty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever, man. No last names. We're good. But he's all about this shit. So you'll hear him talking. In some stories we might tell, he'll be intertwined in it somehow. And
Oh, yeah. There's no way around it.
Yeah,
The
it
entire
just really
childhood
is.
is just another dude,
Yeah.
McFatty.
2 new dudes in the back of my car, butt-ass naked, giggling like little schoolgirls. It's
Our history's like
going to be
real-
Cub Scout and fucking McFatty. They always end in nude
Nude
males.
Long story short about how we know each other is really just high school. We all kind of grew up around each other, same area, same living arrangements. All fucking poor white kids just looking for something fun to do.
It was kind of like the Jersey Shore, just less hands and pussy.
And way less muscles. We should
Yeah.
really
And
go.
muscles.
Equal amounts of douchebaggery.
If not equal, like far above and beyond of
Yeah,
what
because
they do.
We're just not
we
known
hate
for
those douchebags, so yeah, we go up there.
But plenty of spiky hair.
That's true.
Yeah,
I
you did.
had spiky hair the majority of my life.
That horrible blonde
Cub Scout?
fucking mop.
With the little like.
Yeah, oh god.
I
That's how
never
I
did
met
that.
you.
Oh, that was you, yeah, with the fucking mop.
Hey.
A funny story. I kind of want to get into tonight is about how you met McFatty. That shit that cracks me up. How's that one go?
Tell the story, and it's much more epic when he tells the story because I was just a fucking loser. So nothing seemed as important or fucking epic. If I tell the story, I'm just being a piece of shit.
Yeah, deep.
So I'll tell it how tells it. We ended up, we have all these fucking mutual friends, and I was acquaintances and slight friends with Craig at the time already, and had known JBL for fucking ever and a day already. Had stuck up for his little brother who was mentioned earlier on the bus back in fucking middle school.
A little
'cause
Hitler.
he has a black eye, and he won't stand up for himself and he's getting beaten up all the time. He's a little bitch. I digress. Ends up in this pseudo PE class. It's physical fitness. It's a required fucking credit to graduate, which is goddamn stupid. But he walks in the first class. I'm not dressed out. I'm sitting with another mutual friend we'll call Lala. Sweet gal. Everyone knows. Parents are awesome. That should give it away.
Gotcha.
Ella Rhino?
Yeah, there you go. Lala.
Yeah,
And so he's friends with her. He walks up, and he walks up on this fucking loser of a dude with a backpack over his head, snorting pills off his fucking notebook. And the way he tells it, I walk up, watch this dude snort a pill, put down the backpack, and says, "This guy's legit. I'm gonna be friends with this dude." So that's how we became friends.
Didn't give a
Yeah,
fuck. Just
yeah.
didn't care. He's like, this dude is in fucking the stands and PE, just
His
snorting
quote was,
pills.
"That
Like he's
guy's
supposed to,
fucking legit."
supposed to be
man.
running laps, but he's on his fucking period, snorting pills.
Yeah, it was
Coach didn't
bad.
make him.
What a loser that guy was.
Covered
And
in
that
tattoos.
boy was me. Anywho, so that's when my life took a turn, man. Met all these cool dudes that you're hearing today.
Hi. What a compliment. You know,
Yeah,
I like
seriously.
I like how we go from being like epically beyond douchebags of Jersey Shore to cool
Yeah.
dudes. You know, and that really just shows the power of perception.
Well, as many pills as I was snorting off of notebooks, I never had a muscle plug patch on my jeans.
Oh my god.
So I never felt like a
Fuck
faggot.
you.
Yeah, I remember those the OC days.
Yeah. Then we all ended up
Guitar class. We all had
guitar class. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
when we all.
that's when us three.
With this crazy dude who another friend of mine, who you might hear, he comes around every now and then.
Buddha Christ.
He hates
Buddha
that
Christ,
fucking.
Buddha
There you go. His stepdad at the time, who,
Hated me.
and so he was always this dude that you looked at going, "You're kind of fucked up, man. You're a home wrecker and shit." But then you get there, and during school, he would sneak away to smoke cigarettes, and he was just a shit teacher. And he hated JBL's guts.
With a passion. Hated me.
Juicy, he was kind of indifferent too. Me, I got an A just because I was best friends with the dude's mom, the dude's kid whose mom he was porking.
That is very true.
But we all had this class, and he would find a reason. Someone else would do something, and he would blame it on JBL. And send him to the fucking office.
No, make a huge shit.
Yeah, it'd be this giant goddamn situation that turned it into this fucking long diatribe of him just talking shit to this poor little short, sawed off,
in the face.
mustache wearing. He looked like a failed cop.
He looked like
he looked like a Phil porn star.
No, I don't.
This is
no
the best
offense
way
to
to describe
anybody.
him.
R.I.P. By the way, he died of a heart attack.
Yeah,
2005.
he did.
Yeah, he had it coming. But
real quick, to finish the thought about the like fucking just burnout, like just failed cop. He's more of like a failed security guard.
Yeah,
like,
he was bad.
The best way to describe what he looks like for all the listening audience out there, one or two people, he looked like Mr. Slade without the leather.
He did.
from South Park. That's the best way to describe it.
No one said his name, right?
No,
so
no,
far?
no.
Well, years later,
JC.
Buddha Christ and I found, because I was crashing at his house when we'd get too fucked up and I couldn't drive home, and I would crash in the guy who we're speaking of's daughter's room because she was gone and he had died. Well, she left a bunch of personal shit behind and she wrote some creepy notes, man. I'm not going to say what was in them.
I'm
pretty sure I'm glad that dude's dead.
It's another cast.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that some shady shit was going on.
That like,
involving his finger.
I want to keep religion out of it, but I almost went Christian over that. Like, that was a sign.
Oh,
Exactly.
JBL.
That's such a common name. Who the fuck cares?
The funniest thing, like, cause I never had him as a teacher. I never took guitar. That's more of a recent thing for me. But yeah, that's what I've always heard is I was lucky. But I've met the dude plenty of times in passing, through everyone else, and just I've heard mostly bad, but good things about him.
Oh, my story was awesome. I get fucking 100% every year.
My favorite memory of him is I had a project my freshman year of high school, and I got teamed up with this fucking loser kid, and this total ginger asshole, and but like, yeah. If you haven't heard the story, this is a treat for you. Like, so we're supposed to be working on this project, putting together like a PowerPoint presentation. It goes to a computer class about some fucking bullshit about how to, getting better at typing. And so like I'm like all business, I don't want to be at this kid's house. I lived in Lakeland at the time, and this is Bartow. It's a good, for my parents, a commute of like 25 minutes or easy. But anyways. He's like, hey man, let's take a walk. I want to smoke a cigarette, and I don't want my mom to know I'm smoking cigarettes. So I'm like, all right, cool beans. He goes to the fridge and grabs a pack of bologna, and I'm like, this fucker is so goddamn weird. Like, so weird. Who goes for a walk and puts bologna in their pocket? Like, not even just, he didn't just eat it with like mustard on it, because I've been there, I grew up poor. But like, he fucking puts the entire thing of bologna in his pocket. Yeah.
I tell you the kind of kid that does that.
Yeah, dude, he's fucking weird.
The kid with parents who have giant fucking pot plants in their house with banana-sized buds hanging off.
Yeah, and he's
won't
not
let him smoke it. They'll slap his hand if he even gets near it.
Yeah, like so they have fucking pot growing in their house. That was weird to me too. But like he was afraid that his mom was gonna catch him smoking cigarettes, and they were fucking growing pot in their living room.
Yeah.
Like on the fucking south side window.
Twisted,
Like,
just typical fucking our county kind of shit. Hypocrisy at its finest.
So I started thinking like he wants to go for a walk. This is kind of weird, but if he wants to just get a smoke real quick, so we just keep fucking walking. And I'm like, yo, dude, where are we going? No, it was really awkward for me. I was kind of like not even walking next to him, not even really trying to carry on a conversation. He's talking about doing shrooms and stuff. I've never done drugs.
Let's not say his name anymore.
Yeah.
Even though, it won't get back around. This kid's such a loser. He probably doesn't even have a computer. But let's just call him, for all intents and purposes, let's call him Freckle Dick.
He's actually friends with Juicy.
Oh, Garrett.
Well, he's friends on Facebook. He's been.
Well, where do you think this shit's going?
Oh, it doesn't fucking matter.
Anyways, like not.
Well, I won't say what I was gonna say then.
I don't know. You may have changed, dude, if you're listening to this, but like for the most part, it was fucking weird. And like you were smoking a cigarette. I was not into cigarettes. I was fucking super straight edge and X's on the hand kind of thing. But we go a couple blocks down. We go a couple blocks down, and he stops at his house, and he's like, fuck this teacher. He's a piece of shit. And starts throwing bologna on this motherfucker's car. And to me, it hits me. I'm like, okay, I thought he was gonna eat the bologna. So I was like, this is way better. This dude is not as fucking weird as I thought.
We're doing some paint feeling shit.
I mean, Freckle Dick is still a little weird, but like, it was so funny. And this motherfucker drove to school like the next day with fucking circle sunspots on his car where the bologna fucking like rotted and dried up.
The same teacher.
It's the same teacher. Sucked the fucking paint off his car.
Cool, man.
That's cool, man.
It was cool, man. But that's the...
Sorry for inside jokes, too. You might hear... Well,
You might understand.
Oh, hey, technically we're outside, so it's alright.
technically, he's fucking dead. So who gives a flying fuck?
and it's weird too because Ludacris, like you'll talk about it and like he'll jump in on the jokes, but you can tell it kind of gets him a little bit. You know, like it was just kind of a weird time in his life.
Well, see, I grew up in it because me and him were really close.
Yeah.
So me and him talk about it different than like if you talk to you guys, you might get uncomfortable. Me and him talk about it.
Because we didn't know him on that level when that was going down.
Yeah.
I just knew that.
And I did. I just remember waking up on this little fucking sofa couch, blasted off a Jaeger and pot, and he woke me up in the morning going, dude, that dude just died there 2 days earlier. And I was like, oh, wigging out. Then his mom brought out a garbage bag full of shirts. Like,
can you watch the death off me?
Do you fit in these? These were his shirts. Do you want them? And I was like, man, I don't fucking know.
I would have took him. I would have grew a mustache out and everything.
Dude, that dude was tiny though. Like even at
back then,
my
I was
best
buck
weight,
85, man.
Yeah, like even at my best weight.
He was like 5'2" or something. 5'2".
He was
very
tiny.
short.
I was bigger than him in high school, and like not even just weight wise, like height, just like thickness wise.
But the
as a
band
man,
nerds,
They
love
loved
that
him.
dude.
Yeah,
They
they
would take a
loved him.
bullet for that motherfucker, man. And I was friends with these kids. Like,
perspective.
no,
You know, it's like what someone
you don't
does
know
for you
this
in your
fucking
life.
dude. But outside of school, might have been one of the coolest motherfuckers I knew. Had this big cattle fucking house and a big boat and tractor.
Well, it's almost like Dave.
Let us drink over there. Cool as fuck, man.
Well, think about it this way
Just try
too.
to
Like,
keep names out of it, Juice. You keep name bombing the shit out of everything.
Who's gonna know Dave?
I don't even know the Dave he's talking about.
Yeah.
I kind of got
you saw Super Dave.
That's
Oh,
Like
yeah.
the fucking he was.
Fuck.
it
That
was
guy
Dave-
wasn't. That
ISS
guy wasn't
guy.
hiding the fucking fact of what he was doing, man.
He
It
was awesome,
fucking
though.
blatant. Oh yeah.
He was like the bad kid mentor, but
He would hand select you. They did like this.
Oh yeah.
This shit on Saturday Work Detail where they would select people like it was a goddamn kickball tournament.
Yeah.
And it was two opposite ends of the fucking spectrum. You had Super Dave, crazy cop glasses, snaggletooth, stoner motherfucker who rode around in a golf cart all day, and tightwad fucking Coach Hall, pleated khaki shorts, piece of
Zero.
fucking shit, thought he was better than fucking everyone else.
Yeah.
And they would pick you based on how you looked. Like, I want you to do this. I want you over here. And it dwindled down. And Super Dave would always pick the fuckers he thought was cool.
Yeah.
And on Saturday Work Detail, all we did was smoke cigarettes in the courtyard before the cameras and smoke pot in the girls' softball bathroom.
Yep.
Coach Hall would pick the motherfuckers, and then they'd be out there slave labor,
So pretty
picking
much-
that fucking
So pretty
cotton,
much
dude.
the skaters, rockers, and all
Yeah.
all the guys who were kind of like bad people.
The occasional black
yeah,
dude and a white
when
beater.
The alternative crowd.
Yeah, the alternative. We got it made, but like the prep stuff, they had to like slave on these work. They actually, they
Picking up trash
Yeah.
and digging trenches
like
and
because
shit.
we're on like a lot of us were on daily basis. We're there every Saturday, just about. Even if we didn't have work to tell, well, hey man, let's
Yeah.
go get.
My Saturday Work Detail
Hey, you got Saturday Work
was
Detail?
me getting
Yeah.
stoned at 10 o'clock in the morning. This is fucking awesome.
And I think
what
I know
the
he.
group we have.
I know
in all
he.
seriousness.
I know he doesn't work there anymore, but I wonder if the dean ever caught on. And he was like, "I'm giving you Saturday work
He
now,"
had
and
to
then
have, dude.
like all the skaters and rocker guys are like, "Yes!"
It was so
I wonder if
blatant
he
to the
ever-
point where the cops would bring the dogs in, and he would let people who knew,
Yeah.
like who had shit, he would walk up to them and say, "Hey man, if you need me to hang on to some shit, some dogs are sniffing lockers today." It's like, fuck, this dude is insane, man. This is straight out of a fucking
There should be
movie.
more.
It
There should be
really
more
is,
teachers
dude.
like that.
It's like it's funny.
But now
like,
we just got pedo teachers now.
I had
They just-
in school. Well, I didn't have like any like Saturday Work Detail or ISS or anything. I had detention after school once, and it was for not tucking my shirt in. And here's the funny part. And like I know you remember this lady. I can't remember her name, but the art teacher. Whenever you two like JBL and Dirtbag, when you guys were getting pilled out, and like with the whole OxyContin phase y'all went through, there was that chick art teacher right before Mr. Man.
No, I don't remember that.
I don't remember her.
My OxyContin phase was during Mr. Man.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it must have been right before because I was in that
Let's try to
class
keep
with.
his name out of it too.
No, I love that guy.
I know, I love him too.
You're an unkind word.
Hey, and if you're listening to this, you got a lot of fans out there, Mr. Man. You're probably one of the best teachers ever.
Love you.
Yeah, seriously. And
No homo.
yeah, yes, homo.
Oh, homo.
Call me.
No, dude, our seriously.
Maybe.
I was about to go on some shit.
Dude,
When we post this, I'm gonna tag Mr. Man in this. I'm gonna
After
tag him.
Miss Horwell,
Yes!
Yeah,
That's her
yeah,
name!
yeah.
Miss
After
Horwell.
Miss
Miss
Horwell.
Horwell.
You know the story.
How can you forget Horwell?
No, I think that was
she
her
was
joke.
a lesbian in disguise. She,
No, she wasn't, dude.
well, not lesbian, but she was always like on the fucking phone talking, like there was female girls. I'm like,
It's like you guys are stalking her outside of work. Like,
I
no,
know.
I saw her.
No. She was straight
I
up.
saw her take a dip.
This
She is
bitch,
not
she
lesbian.
wrote me up so many times for saying, "Shut up."
And like, here's the thing though, is like, he's absolutely right. It's not that we were stalking her outside of school or anything like that. She was just blatantly having fucking like phone sex while we were fucking doing art. Like we're like fucking sculpting shit, making massive pieces in high school ashtrays.
What was she saying,
She's
dude?
probably a hippie.
Transcribe that shit.
All right,
as I reach for my.
I'm gonna kind of Tarantino this a little bit. Like,
All right, I'm
basically
reaching for my dick right now.
No,
Go ahead.
legs behind my ears.
basically, we got her fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was there.
Yeah.
Her last year, she was there. Mr. Man was out in the pods.
Yeah,
Alright.
so
Doing
the
fine.
reason why he
Go
got
ahead.
that classroom is we got her fired.
Yeah.
She reason I got detention is she wrote me up for not tucking in my shirt, and it was like, you know, me in high school, it was either like, it was just fucking
Please
alternative.
tell me this takes a weird turn where you're like, no, I'm not gonna tuck in my shirt, and then she stuffs it down the front of your
I
pants.
wish, dude. That would have been so much
Fucking
easier.
was
jiggling
me.
your
That'd have been
balls
so
and
much
shit.
easier,
It
dude.
was
But
me.
it was
My
kind of
name's
like,
Miss Cole.
I'm pretty sure.
dude, I was on the honor roll, National Honor Society. I was in fucking all these like,
Man, you do whore well.
yeah. So
Sorry, low hanging
Yeah,
fruit.
she didn't whore well though.
But you know, really just to finish the story up, like what happened is I got written up for not having my shirt tucked in, but it wasn't like my full shirt because I wasn't like fucking a rebel in high school, you know, as much as I think I was. Like it's like, you know,
You hung out with one.
you
Or two.
you sit down, the back of your shirt comes untucked kind of thing because you're hunched over like fucking doing your arts and crafts, where the fuck the school's got you doing nowadays, and
Gluing
like,
your macaroni
and she's
to
like,
your construction
and like,
paper.
she like,
Stretch out
for
cotton
some
balls, make
reason,
Abraham Lincoln
she
beards.
had it out for me. Like, it was the time I was dating that summer girl, and
Yeah.
yeah, and like pretty much like this bitch was always on her
Take that,
phone, like
Facebook.
basically having phone sex, like on the phone, like, oh yeah, well, you know, we can meet up later tonight. It was just some sketchy
Yeah,
shit.
Craigslist stuff.
And she would be,
She was on Craigslist before it was
and dude,
Craigslist.
Josie will back me up on
I
this.
will vouch.
Yeah, because we had the class together.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it was me, you, Summer was in that class.
Summer,
because you were the
Troy.
next year.
Little Chris, Black Chris.
And Lala was
I like
there
how we
too.
try to
All was
avoid
there.
name
Yeah.
calling here, dude.
Jesse
You
Rose,
just
Taylor.
dropped like 1,000 names.
Yeah, Taylor was in the, everyone was in there. So like,
Dude, everyone
so
was in
basically, I got written up and I fucking had it out for this bitch. I was like, you know, I had to do detention for one day. I'm gonna get her fired. So I went up and talked to the principal. No joke. And we brought everyone. They're like Juicy, Summer, Lala was there, Taylor. Everybody went up to the office and like and just gave their testimony about how this bitch is having phone sex while we're in class. Dude, bitch was gone next day. Mr. Man was moved in.
No shit.
No shit,
shit.
dude.
Good.
I don't know the inner workings on how they presented to Mr. Man, but if you're listening to this dude, like I don't know if she got fired or got quit, but the pressure was on and she just wasn't there anymore and you were. And it was
I love that shit.
it was one of the like the
Crazy.
best
2 years in
yeah,
that class,
craziest
man. I
craziest.
love that
moment
fucking
in high school
guy.
history
Yeah.
of art.
So and I don't want to sound like I'm a fucking tattletale, but fuck that lady. She was such an asshole.
It
I was
was.
a tattletale. Okay, I'll take it.
Well, it was just it got so ridiculous to where
How old are
she
you?
was.
15, 16?
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
Well, it got just ridiculous. She was writing people up and saying,
Snitches need
"Shut up in
stitches."
class."
Yeah, dude, she
Shut up.
It's like she
Yeah.
didn't. It's like she didn't just like her job, and that's really what it is. It was so
Well,
fun.
that's what I loved about getting to my senior year. Because I'd walk by, we had a new shop teacher, Mr. Carver, and he wasn't even my teacher. But I'd be walking to lunch and have my shirt untucked. And he'd tuck in your shirt. Get fucked.
What's funny about that is I
No,
had a,
no referral. The dude was just too scared to write a referral.
Dude, I was
Get
more scared of
fucked.
Mr. Day than fucking Carver.
Yeah, fuck Mr. Day. Fuck
Mr.
Carver.
Mr. Day.
He
had
was a
fucking-
little creepy.
Are you talking about Super Dave?
No,
No,
Day.
Mr. Day.
Day, oh,
Day.
yeah.
Dude, that fucking he rocked the mullet, man.
Yeah, he kept that shit
rocked
alive.
the fucking mullet, dude.
He needed a pyro
Yeah.
Trans Am.
You can have the last white one.
Sweet. That's what he said.
Anywho, crazy stories.
Remember that?
Dude, where's the fucking infamous video? That all
Juicy must have it somewhere, but
No, he has it.
has the
Yeah,
VHS. I have all the little tapes.
what the fuck is the VHS?
Yeah, but all of us are in it.
McFadden.
All four of
When
us
I did
and
a front
McFadden.
flip, I did a front flip in your front yard off
Yep.
of his red or burgundy Jeep,
Yep.
and,
Oh,
landed,
dude.
and landed in dog shit.
And then you threw a skateboard at him.
Yeah, when we did the dry lane
He tried to hit
wakeboarding.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I jumped out the back of
Yeah,
it.
funny story about some footage on that is the whole Barack, like, story that cracks me up every
Oh,
time.
yeah?
My 16th birthday, we went to Hooters, and
Part of that's on there?
Oh yeah.
Was that
I
talking
honestly
shit?
think that night was,
Was that on there?
I honestly, it was around the same time, so it either was or a guy
Either
just
Taylor
recorded,
had
but I know we had
it
the
or I
camera
did.
there.
I know
Because we
there's...
were both on the roof, jumping off the roof in the Hooters bushes.
No. Gatorland bushes.
Let me get.
Yeah.
No, we did that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did that too.
But let me-
Because I took
let me
the
give
He's in the big bush.
yeah, because I took
Front.
the baseball into the nuts.
Let me give a rundown what happened. We're at Hooters, and it was me, Cub Scout, and that dirtbag, and I guess Juicy was. I don't remember. If
Yeah, I
Juicy
was there. I
there.
stopped by.
We were snorting the hot sauce. We were goofing
Yeah.
off. We were just goofing off. And then there was this guy named Brock, and he was this huge, like big. He was just
Typical
Olympian.
dumb football player.
Yeah, he was just this Olympian, huge guy, and he was bragging about how he's like the baddest motherfucker on the planet. And
Honestly, he had muscles. He's a sweet dude. He really is a solid fucking
But
dude.
a douchebag at the same time.
But he was a douchebag but he was awesome in his element, like to his crowd.
yeah.
But like he wanted to kind of like summit and hang out with the fucking
because he was friends with Buddha Christ.
And then
That's
and
what it was.
And Buddha Christ kind of brought him into the circle.
so he's sitting there talking about how awesome, badass and awesome he is. He's just blowing himself up.
A bitch
So
pressed 612 kilos.
I was real skinny back then, and I called shit out. And everybody got quiet. I was like, "You ain't badass." He's like, and everybody started laughing. He got real offended. So I told him he can punch me in the face hard as you can. So so he broke his own hand punching me in the face, and then he left, not crying.
That's where I came
But
in.
he
I
was in
started
tears,
talking
yeah.
shit about that dude hardcore.
I just remember sitting on the roof watching it and just laughing my ass off because like
And don't get me
dude,
wrong,
he was hurt. Like he was hiding that shit. Like if we weren't there, he probably would.
he had tears.
Yeah, it was his eyes were all watery. He fucking had a boxer fracture on his fucking hand from punching JBL in the face. It was just classic. I was like, really, dude?
was.
I remember
like-
walking through the parking lot going, that motherfucker talking about how badass he
That
is.
was-
I bet he won't fucking
And
hit
don't
me
get me wrong,
after
I'm
screaming
not
at him
trying
and
to come
shit.
off as a badass. Like it did hurt. It did hurt me as well. It did. Like I was rubbing my face. I mean, it swelled just a little bit.
But nothing you couldn't have came back from.
No. Yeah, it was gone.
This
It should have been a lot
Shit.
worse. He should have been knocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
And like he had a free shot.
This guy was pushing 200 pounds more.
like he was just like had his fucking chin out and everything, just everything. And he decides to punch him like right in the fucking kind of forehead temple area. Broke his hand. Like what a goober. Like seriously, like
Me and that kid got into an altercation later.
What are you, black?
I sold him what?
Altercation?
Yeah.
And he's talking about selling them.
Yeah, I said it.
I sold him a stereo.
No, I sold,
Oh, man, I
sold him a
movie.
guitar amp. And then he let me borrow it again. And I went through this whole long thing when he wanted it back. I said, because he kept coming up to me going, well, you know, when you get a chance, can I, have it
That's
back? I
always
said,
awkward.
I'm not giving it back to you till you tell me, like a man, give me my fucking shit back. Well, I gotta up with it or some shit. Yeah.
That's some lost fucking property. End up with your musical instrument. Dude, so yeah, dude, I borrowed it and then I fucking took it to some dude's house and I fucking got crazy drunk.
Yeah.
Drove home.
He borrowed my guitar.
Peed all over the floor.
He borrowed my guitar 2 years later. It was all over the country on a tour. Shit. Then I get it back. It's fucking broken. Whatever. It
Is that
what
the
it
Martin Classic you have now?
Yeah.
It's the same one?
Yeah.
I love that guitar, dude.
Concerto.
Dude, it's so
Like,
awesome.
I don't know, what do you call it, like, whenever the acoustic's thinner? Is this like a thin acoustic? Or is that
That's just slim line,
Slim
single
line,
cutaway,
okay, yeah.
composite body.
Dude, I love that, because I can comfortably hold it in my lap, I can play.
They still make them, man. They're relatively cheap for how good they are.
Yeah, seriously, I saw
They're
a couple
around
the other
like
day.
$5.
I was about to say, I saw some for like $455, 600 on some
And
of
they
those.
don't only make the black composite body. They make
I saw a
the-
pink one.
Ugh.
Yeah,
They
it
make
looked fucking terrible.
The natural wood, it's like a fucking beautiful
I got a
body
natural wood
finish
right
and
now.
shit. Shut up.
Natural wood.
Anyways, interject Juicy into this shit. Going back to the guitar class, we had this, talking about Jersey Shore earlier too, we had this big fucking buff dude, who if you see him now, he looks like he's out of Jersey Shore. Have you ran into him lately?
No.
He's got his hair
Is
fucking,
it Ianon?
yeah,
Yeah.
he's got his hair in the fucking, spiky faux
He's
hawk,
still a cool guy.
wearing fucking the silver
Always liked him.
affliction shirts and shit. He looks like he's straight out of Jersey Shore.
He was,
Well,
he was a big baseball player back in the day. He was
yeah.
a nice guy. He was a nice
Giant
guy,
Jack Diesel motherfucker in high school.
He had like a huge muscle in his
I-
belly.
And was doing this thing where he was gobbles a turkey.
Juicy.
Well, he ran into this brick wall of a man,
Oh, this
bounced
is a couple times we've done
bounced
something.
off of him, hit his head on one of those black fucking TV stands that held the VCR and shit back in high school, and then is laying twitching on the floor,
Convulsing.
bleeding,
Yeah, dude.
There's blood all over the band room floor. Mr. Didn't know what to do.
He's like, that's not cool, man.
Yeah, you bleeding all over my floor. Get out of here.
He's like, the F-ball party. The proximate cause wasn't technically juicy because he ran into...
It ain't by me.
Oh, yeah.
All right, JBL. All right, all your shenanigans. It's over. Your friend's bloody. This guy, nothing's wrong with him, but it's something you fucked up with this
You
guy.
encouraged it somehow. I know you had some part of that.
No, he totally did, because I ran into the bathroom, and JBL came in to check on me, and I was like, dude, am I bleeding? He's like, yeah, it's all over the fucking floor.
And some of my experience, I've had a lot of stitches, and I could tell when someone needs, I was like, yo, bro, you need stitches.
Yeah.
I never got stitches.
Oh, man, dude, like, I don't remember everyone's name, but there's a thing, my freshman year, for some reason, we were driving some fucking stupid kids home from school one day because it was on the way back to our house, and one of my brother's dumbass fucking stoner friends starts flicking pennies out the window at this jacked up truck. It ended up being this guy, this redneck kid, super solid fucking dude. He's a nice guy, and it ended up being his truck, and he was pissed about it. And his friend that was riding with him was was hyping it up to where it was well more than it needed to be. But
his friend is a faggot.
It was, but it was.
I'll say his whole fucking name on here and not give a fuck.
Yeah,
faggot.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
No, that was the dude I beat up.
But I agree.
No, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Joe hyped
Nobody likes you.
with the driver of the truck, Tiger.
Yeah, you have a small penis, and we all know
dude,
it.
they were completely justified. Like, I was on their side 100%. I was like, yeah, he's an asshole. Fuck my brother's friends. But for some reason, because I'm my brother's brother, I got involved in all this shit too. Like, my brother was hanging out with a bunch of fucking stupid stoners just trying to get drugs and whatnot. And it came out to the point to where, it was a fight was going to happen sooner or later.
At 555.
Yeah.
I was there.
555 is a baseball park.
That's where I was
teenagers
supposed
go
to be
fight.
there, but we got there late because that stupid whore wouldn't drive me there in time. 'Cause I was ready.
Well, I mean, all in all, like, your punches were exchanged back and forth, but I got dragged into a fucking...
The rednecks were gone. It's like, fuck.
It was almost
Crowley was there.
It was almost an entire, I would say, better part of an entire school year where, like, walking on eggshells around these fuckers, because 100%, if I was in their same position, I'd have done the same thing, because they outnumbered us, like, I would say at least 3-1 on a
But
on a
I
bad
was
day.
in a weird situation because I was really good friends with let's just say one of their good friends. Well, a couple of their good friends.
Yeah, me too.
At the same time.
That shit fucked up a lot of my
It's
friendships.
fucked up, man. And a similar situation happened with the same group of people and another dude over a girl. Like, I was walking on eggshells around all these fucking dudes because
Puerto Ricans?
Guilty by association.
No, the
that's
Puerto
what it
Rican
is.
thing was funny.
Yeah, nothing ever
Because
happened.
the one
to
time
me.
you were telling me, hey man, there's some bunch of Puerto Ricans out here want to fight my
And
ass.
they jumped the dude last year for one of
We
the...
step outside the door and it's just me and you out of Mr. Man's room.
Yeah.
And it's about
I was
50
there.
of those, and I was like patting you on the back going, good luck, buddy, I ain't getting myself into this
And
one.
of course, like, I hype it up, like, to the extreme. Like,
Yeah.
like I blow me girls, like, all right, it's just going to be us two versus all you guys. And then
I walk outside and I'm like, hey,
So
I have no problem admitting I'm a bad motherfucker, but I ain't that fucking
but
bad.
no, they actually backed down from us right there.
Yeah, they did.
And they were talking about that
right when I
yeah.
came out, because everybody messed Mr. Man's room.
And they were talking about that they didn't want to fight us, even though the whole entire school was circled around us. Like there was like like a school fight. Everybody circled around. Everybody's like cheering, yelling. And then they're like, oh no, we don't want to fight. It was just me and Dirtbag. They just like nothing happened. He punched a wall later on that day and broke his hand.
Hey, good for you.
Another hand broke.
Good for you, piece of shit.
He didn't part the wall, did
You know what's funny
What
about...
are you doing now? You in jail?
No, actually,
You
he's
live in
not.
Juanita?
You know what's funny about that dude is he, like, whenever the whole shit broke out between the rednecks and the skaters and freaks and
black people.
and
Because
No, that shit came later, the black people thing.
then it was pretty much rockers,
'Cause it ended
skaters,
up-
that was
black
after I
people
got
all
back.
together.
It ended up with Avion.
Zayd.
Yeah, and then went to Avion, and then I was riding in the back of Joe's truck,
yeah.
and we ended up at 9 Jordan Park, and I was like, nah, man, I can't fight these dudes. These dudes are my friends, but cops
That's always
pulled up.
awkward, like-
Cops pulled up, it got broken up, but there was a straight up race war going on, and I might have been the only white dude on the black dude's side.
I remember
Because I
hearing
wasn't
about
fucking around with that bullshit.
Well, actually, I told Zayd, I was like, or
Master Z.
Master Z, I told him, I was like, look, man, I got your back and shit, but, I'm not, I was like, I don't like them. I was like, we've had problems with them before just from the alternative crowd, but,
And honestly, it sounds like we're making high school sound really aggressive, but these are just a select few instances over a course of 4 years.
There's a lot of partying. And
yeah, it was all in all for me. High school was a good experience. You know, like
a lot of blowjobs.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that video, man, I think there's a clip. We were at Brad's party.
Yeah.
And I was so fucking drunk
It's on the video.
that I'm sitting there holding someone who was talking about fighting, and I've been screaming at the top of my lungs, "I'll fight right now. You motherfuckers want to fight me?" Just being a fucking complete drunken idiot.
I was nude on that video.